everyone, I'm Rebecca and welcome to the Victorian Festival. I am here in Port Townsend, Washington, and I am ready for like 2.5 days of Victorian goodness. I have just checked into my hotel, which is the Monarch Hotel, formerly the Water Street Hotel, and I was a little surprised when I checked in to find a little refresh in the room here. So the very first thing that I'm going to do before costumes explode all over this room is to give you a quick room tour. This is my favorite place to stay for the Victorian Festival because their rates are way more reasonable than everyone else in town, and they're also like the most centrally located of all of the hotels in town. All the hotels here tend to be Victorian, small, no elevators, so you gotta lug your giant suitcases and costumes upstairs, which is why I always stay on the second floor, not the third, because that is too much exercise for me. And yeah, I've been staying in this hotel now for more years than I can count. I have stayed in this room before, but it didn't look like this. So let's take a look around this room. So the first thing that you might notice is a pile of stuff on the bed. Those are my costumes. And that is the main issue with this refresh. There used to be a wardrobe right here. It was a small wardrobe. It didn't actually fit full-length hanging gowns or anything, but it was still a way that I could like hook the gowns on the top of the wardrobe and have a place to hang them. Guess what there isn't anymore? A place to hang things in this room. This is literally where they expect you to hang things. This one little hook on the door, and there is also an even smaller hook over here on the bathroom door. So I think I will wind up utilizing this shower bar, and I hope it's strong. This is the bathroom. Bathtub could definitely use a refresh. Toilet, sink is not over there. The sinks in this hotel are all in the room. Not all of them are functional anymore. This one clearly is. They are very low to the ground. And yeah, that is the Victorian sink in the room. They have a nice chest of drawers that's brand new here. Everything's kind of shabby chic style now, which I feel like does still keep in style with the Victorian. And bonus, they added fridges and microwaves. This did not used to be here. I'm really thankful for that. Something else that doesn't exist in this hotel, air conditioning. We do have a heater, but I have already propped my window open with the little screens that they provide for you to try and get some fresh air because yeah, it can get warm in here, especially because this faces west. Nice new chair, nice big chair. Haven't tried it out yet. And then as I showed you before, the bed, that's a queen size bed. And I'm going to attempt to hang up my costumes, but we'll see how that goes. And then we also have a really nice vanity over here. It does unfortunately seem like they've put it in the darkest area of the room, like very backlit, but I guess we'll see how that goes. I appreciate the fact that they have a vanity because it used to be that the only mirror was here. And unfortunately, because they've removed the wardrobe, this is our largest mirror. We don't have any full-length mirror, so that's a disappointment for sure. I want to go ahead and get dressed in my fairy godmother bustle gown, which is a dress that I made back in 2019 for this Victorian Festival, and I have not worn it since Costume College of 2019. So it's been a little while. I'm really happy to pull that one back out. If you saw last week's video of finishing up the outfit that I'll be wearing tomorrow, then you did get to see a little sneak preview of the fairy godmother bustle, but I'm excited to put that on. I think we've got still a couple of hours before our dinner reservation. Yeah, in fact, there's 3 hours until our dinner reservation. So it should be time to go out, take some pictures of the gown, walk along Port Townsend, maybe check out some shops, etc., then come back and throw the evening bodice of the same dress on before we go to dinner. So let's get ready. I am all dressed and ready, so let's go out and take some pictures and video because I have literally zero video of this because it was from 2019, and we're gonna go do that out on the dock and then maybe walk around the town for a little bit depending on how long pictures and stuff take, and then I'll be back here to change into the evening bodice. found a wild Mara. I have not seen Mara in like years and years and years because she moved away.
How dare me.
I know, but you look fabulous.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Curtsy.
And I found Agnes.
Hello.
I feel like you are my oldest costuming friend, at least
Maybe,
here.
yeah. In Seattle.
In
perhaps.
Seattle.
And whereas the Port Townsend Victorian Festival is held the last weekend of April every year, and this year in particular marks the 175th anniversary of the founding of the city in which we all reside. Now, therefore, I, Owen Rowe, Deputy Mayor, do hereby proclaim the last week of April 2026 to be Port Townsend Heritage Week.
Over here in this corner, they are doing tintypes this year. Because I am very picky about how I look in pictures and I need lots of takes, I'm not actually going to get a tintype done though. And now that I have had some free cake, it's time for a costume change. I'm in my ball gown bodice now. I've changed my hat to a tiara and changed my jewelry and my shoes. Let's go to dinner.
Wait, no, that's the one. That's the
What?
camera.
DJ Osmo. The Osmo,
They
yeah.
have one like that that's called the Extra Muse. And it's like the rip-off version.
Okay.
The cheaper one.
Oh, this is the actual.
Look how gorgeous. Oregon's here.
Oregon arrived.
Finally. They came by ship. That's fully Victorian.
All the way to the corner. So like, yeah, go back. Try clicking on my face. See if that balances it. How many people does it take?
Trying to get the shadow in the right spot.
I know.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Bustle is making problems for me.
Babe, actually, can you,
Fluff.
Thank you.
That lace is so gorgeous on there, Emily. Oh, though I just noticed you have a tie hanging down. Yeah. Also, I'm definitely filming your butt. Oh gosh, be careful.
I'm good.
Do you need me to move my wrap? Okay.
You guys want to push it a little closer to me? Perfect, right there. Good. Yep, that way.
Beautiful.
We are at Emily's ball, and everyone is gorgeous.
The left. And one sachet down. And back up. And cast out. Choose move up. And up. Right hand star. Left star. Ready to go down. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Everyone looks so pretty. And that is the end of the costumed day one for me for the Victorian Festival, because now I am going to go sew trim on the new bodice that I'm wearing tomorrow. Good night. It is day 2 of Victorian Festival and I am wearing my new ensemble. You can check out the finishing of this ensemble in last week's video if you haven't done that already, but I'm very excited. This bow is huge. Like, I think I underestimated how big this bow is. I'm gonna go take some pictures, maybe visit a couple of shops, and then we have tea at noon, and that is like in an hour and a half, so I better be quick. We have come to the antique mall in Port Townsend and we are just like looking around at all of the goodies here. There is a lot. It's 2 whole floors, so definitely check it out if you come. Okay, I just had to show you guys this super cute bodice here. This is a little, I think, silk edged with velvet ribbon, and we've got all sorts of little closures that hook an eye over here, and then kind of a built-in gimp front almost, with like the world's tiniest little stitching going all across in a decorative pattern there. And on the back, she's really cool too. She's got this beautiful little velvet trim at the neckline and then some hooks to hold up the skirt. Wish we could see what the skirt looked like. All these tucks across the shoulders. So pretty. I would estimate that this is probably early aughts, but that's just a rough guess. And then there's this one too with this really cool netting and purple velvet at the neckline. That is so pretty. And again, it's kind of like a built-in gimp.
Ganache, a vanilla bean shortbread, and on top of that is a lemon curd tartlet with a white chocolate bisque. And then lastly, a coconut almond brown butter macaroon. Hi. Look this way. Oh, nothing.
We have just finished our tea at Cafe Tenby, which was absolutely delicious. And now we've come right next door to District Fabric, which I always love to check out when I'm here in Port Townsend. And they're even having a sale right now. So how perfect is that? So hopefully I won't do too much damage.
You were going to do.
You can tell, yeah.
If you were going to do.
Ooh, what is that? Is that a charmeuse?
It's stretchy.
Oh, that's pretty. This velvet is amazing. It's like purple
25%.
pink. Wow.
Oh, see, I do need more fabric.
We are just out for a stroll right now in the sunshine, and we're gonna go check out some of the shops in Port Townsend. Particularly, there's at least one other antique store that we're trying to find, but I don't remember where it is. But let me show you a little bit of Port Townsend architecture.
Howdy. Check out the new hat that I just got.
Oh, look at that! You want to show the hat?
Sure. Yeah, from the antique store. It's like a Mad Hatter style.
Amanda is naked over here, but just got an amazing new hat from the antique store.
This is the one.
We found the antique store, or at least one of them. I think there's one other antique store on Water Street as well. But this is Magpie Alley. And the first thing right in this door is a little 1890s crossover front bodice. Little bows around the neck. cute. I have just come in with Mary and Kennedy and more people as well. Kennedy's behind the camera right now to get ready for the fashion show. So we have our little space back here, and then the audience will come out on the other side of the wall that is behind you guys right now. And apparently it's sold out, 150 people. So that's really cool. I'm going to try to pass this camera off so that hopefully we can record some little bits of the show.
We are pleased to welcome Her Majesty Queen Victoria and His Royal Highness Prince Edward. Here we have one that Hazel Sanders recreated from an early 1830s drawing of the author Anne Bronte. Rose Enriquez chose to recreate an 1872 black dress she saw in a painting. Andrea Mond said when she saw the replica of Dorette's dress displayed at the Rothschild House here in Port Townsend, she instantly fell in love with it. Mara Perry based her 1877 design on the F.M. Carroll dress displayed at the Metropolitan Museum of Art. Valerie Laborde chose to recreate this 1877 photograph of Emma Littlefield Hastings. Rebecca Mayton chose an 1874 dress from the French magazine Le Monde Elegant as her inspiration for this ensemble. Rebecca said she found two fabrics that perfectly matched, and she knew they would pair together to make a great bustle dress. Then she found this purple and white fashion plate and thought that it would be really cute with these purple and white fabrics. Rebecca self-crafted her bodice and overskirt patterns for her dress, and also made a secondary ball gown bodice for it, so she could use the skirt twice. She used purple and white checked silk taffeta for the skirt and front overskirt, and ivory silk dupioni embroidered with tiny purple flowers for the bustle in the back. Then she flatlined her fabrics with cotton organdy to help them hold their shape. This day version of her bodice uses the embroidered ivory dupioni fabric and has a square neckline with lapels made of purple silk rayon velvet. It buttons up the front with purple silk covered buttons. It has long straight sleeves for this daytime look. Rebecca made ruffles and pleated trims for her skirt edges using the ivory dupioni fabric and large bows on the overskirt made of the purple silk velvet. To support her full skirt, she's wearing a lobster tail-shaped bustle, a bustle hat, and two ruffled organdy petticoats. Her outdoor day ensemble is paired with American Duchess Renoir boots, along with hat, white gloves, and parasol. Oh, she's lovely. With this recreation of Port Townsend resident Annie Reese's 1880 visiting dress made by Patricia Francisco. Linnell Tarter says she chose this photograph because she liked the fact that it had a lot of design elements that she could use for recreating. A 5-day dress made by Kennedy McDuffie. This is her first time joining us, and she said this is her first time making Victorian fashions, after mostly sewing for the 1700s. So this was a challenge for her. She based her dress on one she saw in a museum collection. It has a narrow collar and full-length sleeves. The back of her bodice has a small peplum of loose box pleats, which is perfect for having a bustle worn over it. The draping of her asymmetrical overskirt, now that is over, is accented on the side with plum-colored velvet trim and lilac ribbon. Kennedy wears a lobster tail-shaped bustle under her skirt with a period accurate petticoat to achieve the perfect shape. For this outdoor walking outfit, she wears black leather gloves and black American Duchess boots. Thank you. Kendall Campbell is joining us for the first time today wearing a dress made for her by Joshua Hoyles from a pattern provided in the La Mode Illustrée fashion magazine for an autumn day. Mary Burbage, our model, says she's loved this picture of this dress when she first saw it in Victorian Fashions and Costumes from Harper's Bazaar while she was looking at books in the Virginia Tech Library. Because the photograph is in black and white, Mrs. Conboy studied it very closely and determined that the fabric was a resist pattern styled floral, probably made in silk or wool, possibly in a lighter color or white on a darker color. Jada Farrell chose to recreate the wedding dress that Bertha Merrill wore in her photograph from that special day. Port Townsend was the final stop of his West Coast promotional circuit, campaigning for vice president on the McKinley-Roosevelt ticket.
Editing Rebecca here. As I'm sure many of you are already aware, there was an issue that arose at the fashion show / later that evening. I'm going to address that at the end of the video, so make sure you stay tuned for the end of the video. It's ice cream time, and Melinda's room has a porch swing. Can we swing? This is awesome.
Yeah, you guys just rocking back and forth is adorable.
With our beautiful view.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, when I woke up this morning in my room that faces the whatever nightclub we were at last night.
I didn't notice.
Oh
Yeah, staying up till 2 in the morning to sew trim on your dress.
okay.
It was 4 a.m. to finish the dust ruffle for my,
Last night?
not last night, the night before.
Oh my god.
But I was supposed to be in Port Townsend by Thursday, so.
Oh, so you stayed a whole extra day at home? I think you're just filming all of this. So now that we have had some absolutely lovely ice cream from next door at Elevated Ice Cream, it is time to change out of this bodice into this bodice. So I've got the evening bodice on now. I am going to go take some pictures out on the docks again and go over to the contra dance for Saturday night. So we are basically now finished up for the night of day 2, night 2 for the Victorian Festival. Right after the contra dance, we went over to Sirens, which is a bar and restaurant that's kind of upstairs a couple blocks away. Everything here is super, super walkable, by the way, unless you're going to Uptown, in which case you have either a steep hill of a street to contend with or a ton of steps. But everything else other than the fort is all within about 6 blocks, very, very walkable. And that's one of the reasons that I love this hotel is because it's so close to everything. So anyway, we walked over to Sirens and I had what I think might actually be the best fish and chips that I have ever had in my whole life. So I now know that I'm gonna have to go to Sirens for that fish and chips every time I come to Port Townsend because I was blown away. It was perfection. The chips were perfection. The fish was perfection. It wasn't even greasy. And you got 3 big pieces of fish and a bunch of fries and coleslaw. Oh my God, it was so good. Seriously, go there if you are in the area. That really knocked my socks off. And speaking of knocking my socks off, I'm going to go take all of this costume off, pack everything up because tomorrow I I check out in the morning. But we still have some festivities left. There are still various things going on tomorrow. For me personally, I think I want to go visit the fort. So I am going to be wearing my natural form gown tomorrow, and we're going to see what we get up to after checking out from the Monarch Hotel. It is day 3, Sunday of the Victorian Festival. I was being way too loud last night, so now I'm all hoarse today, which is, lovely, and I was just being foolish. So I don't sound the greatest, but I'm trying to figure out where folks are. I think people are heading over to the fort at about noon. I have just checked out of the hotel. Checkout time is 11. I was like 11:05, but I checked out, got everything back into the car, and so although I already have pictures and video of this outfit here, I'm gonna do a little bit here first and then kind of figure out where everyone is, and maybe by that time it'll be close enough to head over to the fort at noon. But yeah, I'm not sure what is going on over there. Some people are talking about a picnic. This is not exactly picnic attire and I don't have picnic food, so I don't know exactly how that will work. But it is a bright and sunny day. Both yesterday and today, it was so bright that it's like almost hard to open your eyes, since I'm not wearing sunglasses obviously with this. I do have my parasol, but it makes shooting like out on the dock, which is kind of my preferred area, it makes that a little bit more difficult. This is a really nice structure. You've been seeing a lot of photos and video from this area here. This is a really nice structure right behind the Monarch Hotel, and it's just kind of a covered area that has like some benches and nice views of everything. I've been seeing seals out in the water all weekend, which is really, really cool. They just like pop their heads up and maybe swim for a little bit. I mean, there's literally water underneath me right now, so this does stick out over the water as well. But it's just a very, very peaceful place out here, and it's amazing if you are from like a more suburban or city area. It's amazing how quiet it is in Port Townsend, especially at night. It's really a very like sleepy, peaceful town. But yeah, we're just gonna go take some pictures and then go to the fort and probably take some more pictures. I don't really have many plans for the day, and I think I've already done all of the shops in town that I wanted to do. Last year there was at least one other antique store, and unfortunately that is now gone. And so yeah, I mean, I bought my tea. I always go to, there's like a tea store, I think it's called the Tea and Spice Exchange, right next to the Lively Olive, that has like flavored olive oils, and I love the green creme brulee tea at that tea store. So I got another packet of the loose leaf tea so that I can have that for the next year, so that is great. But yeah, we're just gonna enjoy the day. Oh, and obviously this is my big trained natural form gown. I love this one so much. Maybe not quite as much as the Fairy Godmother bustle, but this is still one of my other favorite things that I've ever made. But that's why it's not exactly picnic attire with this giant train. We are at the fort, and we are struggling to get up onto this field. We made it! The Canadians are making quite the spread here.
I made like bacon waffles for you, and I'm like, what is happening right now?
This is incredible, you guys.
Like, excuse me.
We're just packing up our tea now, but some people have decided to already disrobe. Scandalous! Scandal! So that is a wrap on the Victorian Festival. We just had a really lovely picnic over here at the fort, and I'm gonna go back to the main town area and change in the bathroom at the Cotton Building, which is kind of what I normally do, so that I can drive home. I'm gonna give you all of my thoughts on this year's festival once I get home, so I will see you in a moment. I'm taking this off right now so that I don't have to bring it into the bathroom because it's got this big train and because everyone else over here has already also taken off their stuff. Show them.
Take it off! Take it off!
So I'm getting my 100 buttons.
I know, I'm fully clothed too. It's like, nope.
It's just easier than having to carry all of this heavy stuff into the bathroom.
That's right, folks. All these buttons are real.
No, like literally, I think none of these are sewn shut. Like these are. I'm not taking them off. And they're all covered buttons. I had to make.
Yeah.
You are a glutton for punishment.
Wow.
You say that I'm a glutton for punishment.
Look at her.
Woo!
That is the exact same corset cover
Yeah.
Emily's wearing.
Yep.
We're wearing the same corset.
Twinning.
I'm gonna take off the skirt. So obviously I am back home now, and I would like to talk about my thoughts on the Victorian Festival. So I have a lot of thoughts, and it's interesting for the first time the Victorian Festival is getting talked about online, but in a bad way, because they screwed up. So first off, if you are not familiar with what has been going on online, I definitely recommend that you check out Gigi's Instagram, Costumers of Color. It will be linked down below in the description, but let's go into kind of a little bit more of what happened here. They allowed someone in a Confederate uniform to walk in the fashion show, that same fashion show that I have been participating in for many, many years now. Now, I feel really guilty because I was zoned out during the fashion show and I was not paying attention to what was going on around me, to what Agnes was saying up at the front. She was reading all of everything that like Val wrote out as descriptions. I have to be honest, it is a really long and boring fashion show. Every person has like probably at least 4 minutes of description, if not more. And it's boring, and we're in a little like behind a partition, so we're not allowed to talk to each other. So I just kind of went on my phone and zoned out and wasn't paying attention. So I did not even realize that there was someone dressed up in a Confederate outfit because I wasn't familiar with this particular uniform and I thought he was just wearing weird clothes. But I felt really bad that in the moment I was zoned out, I was not paying attention to Kennedy, who was sitting right next to me, and I was not there to support her. And so I did not even realize until I heard all of this like second and third hand that evening that this had even happened, that he was even wearing a Confederate uniform. And obviously that is not okay to have allowed him to walk in a uniform that is just a symbol of hate. Like, I don't understand how that got approved in the first place, because that just should not have happened. And then I heard from Gigi and others, both in person and then later Gigi's posts online, about what had happened and what she experienced when going and speaking to Scott, one of the organizers of the festival. And that's just unacceptable. That's an unacceptable way to treat a woman, a person of color, anyone. Like, if someone comes to you with really honest complaints, you need to actually take those complaints in and pay attention to them and receive them politely. So yeah, Gigi has basically said she will definitely never be returning to the official Victorian Festival. And honestly, I don't know that I would either, because frankly, the Victorian Festival has never been receptive to feedback. I have been going to the Victorian Festival since 2014. I've only missed 1 year plus the COVID years. And I've tried to give feedback on a number of occasions about improvements that could be made to the festival. And we're talking minor things. We're not talking like racism problems. We're talking like having vendors, having more events, having more fashion related events, advertising better so that it's not like half the town doesn't even know what's going on. And they have never taken any of my feedback into account whatsoever. So frankly, I'm not surprised that they did not take any comments from Gigi into account either. And it's really just unfortunate because it feels like that they are closing off this festival to anyone outside of Port Townsend. Like they almost don't want people coming. and that just doesn't make any sense to me. Now, I love Port Townsend as a town. I think it is the cutest little seaside town. It's such a nice little escape. The architecture is beautiful. It's got those small town vibes. It's got the water everywhere. It's got the fort. So I really enjoyed going to Port Townsend, and obviously I enjoyed dressing up in Victorian costume and walking around Port Townsend. And frankly, that is what I do at the festival. I mean, you saw this vlog. Basically, my version of the Victorian Festival is like, get dressed up in costume, take pictures, hang out with friends, go to Emily's dance on Friday, go to tea, which was not at all part of the Victorian Festival. It was just a high tea at Cafe Tenby, which I organized myself with a group of people. Participate in the fashion show because I've just been doing it for ages. Go to the contra dance, which has been feeling more and more like a hoedown every year and not like the dance that it used to be when I first started going to the Victorian Festival, which is again a problem and disappointing. Go out to the fort and visit the fort buildings and, you know, have a picnic. Like, my version of the Victorian Festival has almost nothing to do with what the Victorian Festival is actually putting on officially. So that kind of brings me to the next point, which is that Gigi has been talking about planning her own event through Costumers of Color. And although it's still obviously in the very, very early stages, I'm very excited about the little bit that she has shared both on Instagram and on her website. Again, her website will also be linked down below, so definitely go check that out. But it sounds like she is thinking about doing basically a separate Victorian, or really hers is Belle Epoque event, so Victorian and Edwardian event, and doing things right, frankly. So yeah, in the future will probably be skipping the official Victorian Festival, and I will be going with Gigi's event instead because it just sounds better and more inclusive and safer for everyone. So yeah, that's kind of my take on everything with the Victorian Festival. I still enjoyed myself, but I enjoyed myself because of my friends, not because of the festival. So I would say watch Gigi's space, watch Costumers of Color, definitely go follow her on Instagram and see what all might be coming up next year for her event, because it sounds like this is going to be the event going forward, and I am very much looking forward to seeing what all happens and participating in it next year. So yeah, we're kind of ending on a serious note here for the overall feedback of the Victorian Festival. Obviously, I did have a wonderful time wearing all of my dresses. I really enjoyed getting to pull out the fairy godmother bustle again. That was fantastic because that really is one of my favorite things I've ever made. I really liked my new ensemble. I loved pulling out the natural form again because that's also one of my favorites. So clothing wise, I had a wonderful weekend. And it was also a wonderful time seeing old friends and meeting new friends and making new friends, and that was really fantastic as well. It's just a shame that it had to kind of be tainted by racism. Not happy. So yeah, we're kind of ending on a serious note here, but I just feel like it has to be talked about. And obviously I am only getting this like second and third hand, so please definitely go support Gigi and Kennedy. Kennedy's also linked down in the description, and go support them and give them your full love and attention and respect. But that's about all I have to say on the Victorian Festival this year. So thank you so much for joining me today for this video. If you liked this video, please go ahead and click the thumbs up icon. And if you'd like to see more videos like this from me, or really more sewing videos, please go ahead and click subscribe and the little bell icon to be notified every time I post a new video. I do post videos here on YouTube at least once a week, usually with sewing vlogs out on Tuesdays, and sometimes with additional costuming or sewing related content, especially shorts, out on Saturdays, but I post every day over on my Instagram, so please go follow me on Instagram. That's at Lady Rebecca Fashions. I'd also like to take this time to thank my absolutely amazing patrons without whom none of this would be possible, particularly my patrons at the Romantic, Victorian, and Edwardian level tiers, who are Jean, Kim, Audra, Rowan, Deborah, Robin, Nurse Anita, Linda, Jen, Dale, Judd, Joan, Nancy, Eileen, and Jacob. Thank you all so, so much, and thank you all for joining me today. I hope you all have a wonderful week, and I will see you very soon in my next video. Happy sewing!